Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is CT over at the NYC Indian, and today we're going to be reviewing 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days Tell All Part 1. I'm so excited. This is going to be brought to you from an urban Native American perspective, a mixed perspective, and a secular perspective. So let's dive right on in. Alright guys, so hey, let's talk about this tell-all part 1. I didn't even know what was coming on last night, so it was a total surprise to me. So first let's start off with the backstage. So we see Kim and she's already like tapping her foot and got her hand, you know, she's like, but she's mad at Ella. And I'm like, what are you trying to like, what the hell does Ella have to do with you? Did she post something about you that you don't like or something? Like, what is it? Like, she had all the smoke for Ella and none for Usman, right? But I think she's going after who she thinks might be like the easiest person to kind of go after. And not to say that Ella didn't do anything wrong, but you didn't see her acting that way towards Mike, how Mike is literally paying for Jimena, for her as a person. All right, not just support, like he's trying to buy her. She had nothing to say about that. No, you got nothing to say. Where's all that smoke now? But you going after her because she's more quiet and she's more like, she's not the type to kind of like, you know, get all rowdy and everything like that, and she's easy to cry. So I think she probably figures she's an easy, you know, she's an easy one. So let's see who else. So then Ben comes in and she gives Ben a hug and she's like sizing him up like, ooh, you know, and I'm like, well, damn, if that's your type, you could have found one of those in California. Again, you didn't have to go to Nigeria, but whatever. And then Ben returns the compliment by telling her that she's too aggressive, in so many words, I'm paraphrasing, about he gives her some stupid parable about some Giselle, and you know, basically he's saying that men want to chase and women should want to be chased. Okay, whatever. That's to each his own. There's nothing wrong with a woman who's some women are aggressive like that, and they just know what they want and they go right up to a guy and, you know, lay it out on the line. If that works for you, that works for you. And he did say like, well, if that works for him, but he said it in a way where, you know, he goes through this whole thing and then, oh, but if he likes that, then I guess it's fine. You know what you're trying to do. You're trying to shake him and you got no legs to stand on, you international stalker. I can't stand Ben. So then she, you know, she shut up. Why didn't you pipe up? Why didn't you have something to say like you have something to say to Ella? So anyway, so then they get on stage, and then Shaun asks Mike about, you know, what his status is with Jimena, and he says that they work things out and they actually have gotten back together. And they pan over to Jimena, and her face is just sitting there. She's looking like this in the camera, like, hey, I got to get my rent paid. I don't know what you guys want from me. Right. So so then here comes Gino. All right. So she asked Gino, has he been corresponding with anybody else on the from the cast? And come to find out, Gino has been text messaging. It sounds kind of innocent, but he has been text messaging with Ben's friend, the white lady with the blonde hair, dressed very nicely on the show, and Gino's all denying it, and Shaun keeps pressing him and pressing him. Next thing you know, here comes Jasmine. She was like, why is she asking you that, Gino? I want to know, Gino. You're going to be in trouble, Gino. And then she, you know, it's all with the tears and all this stuff. And then come to find out later on that Gino, okay, because I was like, why is he, why is Jasmine dressed like that? Now, I know her clothing style. She's into that very like sexy Latina, you know, bodycon dress. She's into that, right? And she's got the body. Listen, she can pull it off, right? But that plus like the long claws and that wig, can we just stop and pause and take a minute and talk about that wig? Okay, let me tell you something. If you're gonna wear a wig that thick, at least like, I don't know. I don't even know what you could do with a wig like that. The density is just ridiculous. Now listen, on Married at First Sight, what's her name? Katina, she had a really thick wig on too. But somehow, like for dramatic purposes, she still looked pretty overall. But the wig was obviously, you know, too much. Listen, Jasmine looked like, she's been telling us she's a teacher this whole time. She looked like she had a different profession, okay? I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with, you know, listen, everybody has their fashion. I'm into historical fashion, which is very different. It's alternative fashion. Most people are not into that, and I understand, but, you know, you just don't want to look crazy. So if I want to accessorize my historical fashions, I'm not going to put like a blonde straw wig on my head. That's going to look absolutely false and ridiculous. So I just didn't understand, like, you're going on TV, like she had the extensions in when she was in Panama, and like her hair was like frizzed up and curled, and then the extensions were straight, and you could tell the difference between the two. That looked bad, but that was like leagues better than what she was. I mean, it was just like sitting. It was like Gino, you're gonna be in trouble, Gino. You're always lying, Gino. It just looks so bad. I could not believe what I was looking at. I could not believe it. And then when Gino admits that he met Jasmine on the sugar baby site. So wait a minute. So you were tricked too, okay? So maybe you guys tried to turn this into something else, but you and Mike are both tricks. So I don't understand all this devotion and how, come on. The guy still lies. Gino's not really about that, okay? Gino, he just wants somebody hot that he can, be with or whatever. But apparently, I guess things are not quite as sizzling in the bedroom as we thought they were. And, he takes his Viagra and all that stuff. And then they start talking about how often he, let's just say, empties the cart. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. That was so disgusting and so unnecessary. There's just some information, like, I don't even, like, Shaun, I actually felt like, not that Gino deserves it, but I felt like that was a very disrespectful question, like to go into, to dig into that. It's one thing to say, like, do you have an active life? I don't know, even that kind of thing to me, it's just very, very, very highly inappropriate. I understand this is a very unorthodox setting and stuff like that, but who needs to hear about how often he's having a party by himself? All right, I don't want to hear that. That was disgusting. All right, so now let's see. Okay, so yeah, he's been texting the friend, and Gino, okay, we're done with Gino. Oh yeah, so he's been exposed. Okay, now, so Mahogany, now we're not hearing a lot from Mahogany. Now she's sitting there on camera. Now her hair is bleached out. She looks like she lost a little bit of weight. Maybe she worked on her skin a little bit. Or I can't tell, but just maybe because of the camera. But, it looked like she's preparing for her little debut. She didn't have much to say, and Ben didn't have much to say on this particular one either, but Mike kept chiming in, telling Gino, like, oh, if she wants to have sex, you got to do this. You got to, come on, man. You got to give her what she wants. I mean, Mike, if you don't shut your little hobbit ass up right now, okay, because you over here doing the same thing, all right? Like, I mean, and at least whatever Gino's doing or how often he's doing it, he's not belching and farting and dragging in dog crap on his shoes. You just shut up. I can't stand you, Mike. I cannot stand you. So, okay, so let's see what else. Okay, so Usman. All right, Usman and Kim. So Kim reveals that she may be okay. She may be okay with the fact that Usman would have to take another wife to have a child with because she's, too old to have a child, right? And, it was just like crazy. And Shaun's asking Hamza in Memphis. Oh, yeah. Hamza is now in the States. Obviously, he was on stage. And Memphis is like, wouldn't be me. I'm not sharing. Like, And I wonder if she directed that question to her because maybe, is Usman Muslim? I'm not sure. But anyway, so maybe she felt like because Hamza is Muslim. But I'm still not sure if Usman is Muslim or not, or if that is just a thing that's done within his tribe regardless of religion. I really have no idea about that kind of thing. So she's sitting there and she's defending and backflipping and twisting herself into a pretzel trying to justify why she would be okay with a man who lives in another country having a wife while she's sitting here withering on the vine. I mean, it's just, it's just so insane. So then they bring out her son, Jamal, right? Jamal is well-spoken. Jamal is got his head together. And Jamal, knows this is nonsense. So I think, it seems like she raised him well because Jamal seems to have way more sense than his mother, all right? He's saying, I'm not going to call him stepfather. This is a joke. Like, he's old enough to be my mom's son. He's like, how do you call somebody a potential? Like, he was like hitting them like one after another. And then he was like, in that PlayStation that you got for him, and like, and what do you want? Did you want a girlfriend, or did you want a personal assistant? That's what I said. Like how she was over there, like literally working. She was laboring for him in Tanzania. And Usman's like, hey, listen, having children is important to me. And, I was talking about this in my reviews earlier. Like, I never heard him say, I don't want to have kids. So knowing the kind of background that he comes from, the little bit that I know, like usually, I mean, when I've spoken to Nigerian people, they are all about that family and having kids and stuff like that. So, I mean, I figured maybe he was, probably a typical man from his culture who also wants those things. So I just she was just sitting up there looking so foolish. And then when they bring out Zara, oh my god, her eyes just filled up with tears, and she's crying and she's all upset and everything like that. But that's nothing. All she's gonna do is maybe like not send him some money for a week. You know what I mean? And she'll be right back with him. She is willing to say on national TV, you can basically do anything to me. You can say anything to me. You can treat me any way, and I will still be with you. And, as much as we love to watch these shows, sometimes it's just it's difficult because I'm a girl's girl, right? So I like to see women in their strength. I like to see women, using what we have. We are amazing creatures, okay? We can... women are, we're smart. Maybe we don't have the upper body strength that men have, but that does, that's about it. Very intelligent. Women are caring. Women are nurturing. Women's bodies bleed every month and still take care of kids and family and go to work and study and all these different things. Our bodies produce food, for God's sake. Food that can feed a child up to the age of 3 years old. Okay? Yeah, I mean, amazing. So you have all of this, and at your age, you should know your strength and your power and your worth. And the fact that you don't, it's so heartbreaking to watch. It really, really, really is. Zara, that's his type. That's who he wants to be booed up with. Zara is somebody who he would want to be with, because you know why? Not only could he come to America, he can have a child with her, and then there's no age difference. The only thing they would have is a cultural difference, and that's not to say that that's a small thing. But it's race, it's age, it's religion, or maybe religion, and like all this other stuff. It's too much. He doesn't, and that's even if he wanted her like that, which he doesn't. So I'm not even going that far into the conversation. And Zara, quite frankly, she looked a little bit interested to me too. She seemed like she was interested in Usman and the possibility of maybe getting back together. They only broke up 3 or 4 months ago. I mean, it's still a very fresh breakup. I mean, he was cheating on her. It's just too much. So, yeah, so the son is like not here for it. And probably like if it got down to it, he probably like, Papa, that's his mom. Like, who wants to see your mother being taken advantage of like that? Oh my God. So anyways, let's see who else we have. Let's see. So yes. So Ella jumps in and she gives her 2 cents to Kim about, well, I know that, I've cheated, and then Kim just like slams her down, like, don't talk to me about that. I'm offended that you would even compare the situation. He's being honest with me. You were deceptive, and Kim has a lot of smoke for Ella. Like, what is going on? Does something happen, that we don't know about for her to hate her? Like, 'cause she really cannot stand her. I was like, oh. So we will see. Now, oh my God, I cannot wait for next week. When I saw that scene with Mike and his little buddy who speaks Spanish, his translator buddy, well, I call her translator, but she's his friend and she also is Hispanic. She speaks Spanish. So listen, when he starts going off on her, I was like, oh my God. Mike is listen, guys like Mike and guys like Ben, you have to avoid, because they're just it's, to be so attached. It's just too much of an attachment. It's scary, you know what I mean? And that's why we get, restraining orders for people like that, because they don't know how to take no, right? And people who don't know how to take no like that usually have trouble taking no in other departments. I'm just saying. So, yeah, I really want to see them just, have their asses handed to them next week, quite frankly. I really do. Mike and Ben, that I want to see go down. And I want to see Hamza and Memphis, tell us about what their life is like, what the baby is like, and everything like that. I see Memphis, she's on Instagram, and she has posted some nice pictures, but she is very quick with the disclaimer. It's at the, like, right at the bottom. She'll have, like, her Instagram picture, and then right underneath it's like, do not even think about da-da-da-da-da, because I will block you. And then, like, so I guess she's been getting a lot of hate. And I was kind of concerned with, like, what it's going to be like when Hamza, gets acclimated, and he's still in that process. So I just want to hear more. But I think I'm a little bit more confident now that she's really going to be running things when she gets back there. Because, I mean, listen, she's making the money, right? But sometimes when you are in that position where you're being, you're the one that has to stay home and take care of the child, then, sometimes those little roles can kind of slip back into that sort of patriarchal sort of thing. And in this situation, she is clearly the breadwinner. So if she takes off, I would imagine she's probably not going to take off more than like whatever a maternity leave would allow, because somebody's got to feed all those kids, all those mouths. Now she has 4 mouths to feed, not including her own. So that is going to be so interesting. But yeah, next week, they are going to bring it. I am so excited. This was good. This was really good because it was just like an unexpected surprise. So I was like, I got to get on here and I got to talk to my people about this. So you guys let me know what you think. Please continue sending me comments. I love when you guys send me comments, and hey, and we don't have to agree, because I am just one person and we all have our different opinions. So, we can be, cordial and talk about that, and that is okay. So I really like when you guys interact. It's kind of cool. So anyway, I hope you guys are being safe and you're taking care of yourselves. And thank you for watching. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like I said, comment, and turn on your notification bell so you know when I have a new video. That's about it. All right, guys. See you next week. Chippy Salacho.